Big Bird welcomes you to the next match of this clan war. We are currently sitting at 2-1. CB was able to get on the board in the last battle, so now XMT trying to keep their lead, or can CB draw the tie with Norsca versus Warriors of Chaos matchup we saw quite a bit in the lead up to the DLC. Things have changed a little bit in that Warriors of Chaos are now banned from using Bearmen. The Bearmen have been officially reclaimed, but I have to say I quite like this. Sarthorail plus the Blood Shriek Chimera. Big fans of that. Knights of the Brazen Throne as well. Okay, Severed Claw, Aspiring Champions. This build just keeps getting better and better. And just the Marauders as a front line. We've got some Chaos Knights of Khorne on each flank, so the marks being well used in this particular battle. As for the Norskins, we have got some Marauders up front, mix of throwing axes, and the riders, the Mighty Serpent, some Bearmen newly reclaimed, and Bearmen great weapons. Yes, nice. A couple of Famir, Blood Shriek Chimera, Mirror, and a Chaos Metal Sorcerer. So let's see. It is the Metal Mage versus the Metal Mage, although I would say Sarthorail is probably the best lore of Metal caster in the game. Would I say that? I think I would say that. The only other legendary lord metal caster I can think of is Gelt, who's definitely just not there. But yeah, big old face charge here. The Marauder Bearman quality is going to win out in quite a few places, actually. The Marauders of the Warriors of Chaos just kind of suffering in that engagement. But let's see how the rest of the army does. Blood Shriek gets charged by Sarthorail in the air, while the alternate Blood Shriek just gets some nasty breath attacks. They have been nerfed, but still quite effective in blasting through those Bearmen down the flank. And it looks like the Chaos Knights and the Knights of the Brazen Throne, they came to kill infantry. It's their favorite pastime, and they're going to do just that as they run in to do some murder and then run straight away. Famir trying to follow up. They're not the Great Weapon variant. Oh, no, they are the Great Weapon variants. Okay, so that anti-large armor piercing will be quite nice. They can armor sunder as well, so if they're fighting on top of other units, they can get some benefit in that way. But, ooh, we're seeing some tricky maneuvering here. Blood Shriek Chimera, Sarthorail, got to get up in the air to avoid shooting. Ooh, I love the lion roar at a distance. That's pretty cool. Got some armored skin wolves running in from the flank here. Looks like they messed up those Chaos Knights out in the flank, but Knights of the Brazen Throne going to straight charge into them. Might not be the most cost-effective engagement unless they can just hard damage them down very quickly. Looks like they might be able to. I thought maybe Sarthorail and the Chimera would drop down to support that engagement, but a nasty overcast Searing Doom just blows up multiple of these Marauder Horsemen, and they just tear rout from the Knights of the Brazen Throne nearby. Blood Shriek for Norsca gets caught up in the air by both flying single entities. Mir out on this flank, tangling. Looks like they're kind of grinding with the Severed Claw Aspiring Champions. Not going to be great engagement for them, although without much support, it looks like the Aspiring Champions are kind of just getting ground down themselves. They're all soloed out in that engagement, but little final transmutation on Sarthorail. He'll be able to respond with his own shortly, no doubt, but let's see. Riders, the Mighty Serpent get routed off there. We've got a fresh Knight of Khorne ready to come support this engagement. So Norsca's mobility getting crushed pretty hard here, and that leaves Great Shaman quite vulnerable. Sarthorail's going to jump down on him. Chaos Knights in a little bit more of a grind with that sword and board. They've also got flaming attacks, so they'll do pretty well against the Skin Wolves. It's not necessarily great considering they're so low on HP, but Blood Shriek for Norsca is coming to try and support, bail out the Great Shaman here if he can. Sarthorail gets some big attacks, but he is going to get caught now in a potential 2v1 with Wolf support. Not great, but Chaos Knights move in to save the day. I'd hardly call Sarthorail a damsel in distress, but it is very dark in the shadow of this forest over here. Hard to see what's going on. But Sarthorail getting hit a few times. Yeah, the magic missile damage cut through its physical resistance. It's a little bit of anti-large, so right as the Mighty Serpent have potential to do some work here, but he throws down Possibly the biggest, nastiest final transmutation. I say he. I actually think the Norsca caster threw that down. And almost finished off Sarthorail. Knights of the Brazen Throne as well, just suffering here, as are the Chaos Knights. They're going to have to pull away. But, yeah, looks like while that was happening, the Bloodshriek Chimera came over here and just ate the Great Shaman Sorcerer. That's going to lead to some instant leadership issues. And, yeah, even like the Famir here routing. Knights of the Brazen Throne are literally running the other way, but that doesn't stop them from routing other units sheerly with their presence. Yeah, Bloodshriek's going to drop down, start to shatter. Ooh, those Marauder Horsemen had quite a bit of HP. That's a pretty painful shatter right there. Nice Searing Doom from Sarthorail as well, trying to get through the Marauder Bearman Great Weapons. But doesn't really have a lot of way to press his advantage here. Maybe just charge in these Chaos Knights into this blob and try and rout as many units as possible while you have that Lord died leadership debuff. But it looks like gonna try and unify his forces a little bit here, or maybe even go for this objective perhaps, try and force his opponent to him. But a lot of these Norscan units are gonna rally together. We'll see how much they're able to do. But, ooh, nasty breath attack there from the Bloodshriek of the Warriors. Blows up the Bearmen. Right, just the Mighty Serpent pop their little leadership buff here. It does look like they are going to get chased out, though. Yeah. The Famir come to defend the objective, and they're going to now try and force the Warriors of Chaos to attack into them. We'll fast forward a little bit through this mid-game, late game. Let's see, some more Searing Dooms popped in the center. Got the Famir fighting. Chaos Knights finally make their attack run, and it's going to actually just be a chain rout. Wow. The Norscan forces just giving up their leadership, and Darth Plagueis takes another win for XMT, keeping their lead nice and safe for now. Swordkeeper, well played to him, honestly. It was a pretty close game back and forth, but yeah, ultimately the Severed Claw able to carry some pretty good value here. Yeah, 4,000 damage value on Sarthorail. That's what I'm talking about, man. He got to be my favorite Legendary Lord for a reason, even if he's not technically a Legendary Lord. Playable in campaign still. Love old Sarth, and almost 150 kills, almost 25,000 damage dealt, 4,300 gold value. Absolutely fantastic. And was really the thing that carried Darth Plagueis. He got some good support from his RORs. They didn't quite get 100% value back, but still, Aspiring Champions, Severed Claw, Knights of the Brazen Throne, Bloodshriek Chimera, all did a nice job in contributing to this battle here. Chaos Knights also some decent tactical support. This one also just surviving into the late game. Was able to, yeah, lay down some nice damage. Speaking of damage, Marauder Bearman Great Weapons, great support value there. And, yeah, Riders of the Mighty Serpent, the Throwing Axes, all fairly solid as well. 1,400 on the Skin Wolves, as they were able to get some good engagements. It's honestly maybe the Famir that kind of let him down a little bit. It was very, very close. Losing your Lord also, just from a tactical perspective, this guy probably had more value he could have got from more final transmutations and whatnot, but that's the risk you take, for sure. But, yeah, that's it for me for today, I think. Relatively quick one, but hopefully you're enjoying this clan war. I got more to show you, so stay tuned. We'll see you next time.